Hello, this is David Fugel, Life Sherpa, here today to talk to you about judgment. Um, Thanks to Gabby Bernstein's new book, uh, Judgment Detox, there's a lot more awareness these days of what judgment is doing to us and how to relieve it. And even she recommends tapping, which is pretty awesome. Um, it's new to her world, I think, relatively, but it's not new to ours. So we're going to dive right in and give you a little help in clearing the toxic energy from judgment. So, of course, there's two ways to look at judgment. There is the judgment of people, institutions, um, situations, right? That we may, if we're applying for a job and it doesn't come out, we become very judgmental of the process. And if it's a person, obviously we find reasons to be judgmental of the person. If we're looking at an institution, be it government, presidency, whatever it may be, and if we listen to the news, we're hearing a lot of judgment. For better or worse, for right or wrong, that's irrelevant. The point is, it is a really distressing energy to have in our body. So we want to clear it out. The other thing I want to point out is that judgment can also be turned inward, that self-judgment. We have often called it the inner critic. So be aware that it's kind of akin, one is akin to the other. So today we're going to focus on outward judgment, and we're going to talk about them, their judgment, our judgment of them. And you can be more specific and pick out your person and your target. I'm just going to go a script as if there is a person that I am being judgmental of. You can, again, replace whatever it is that you're judging. This script won't work for self-judgment. But just know that when we're judging someone else, ultimately, it comes back to us. It comes back to how we feel about ourselves, what we see in others that we maybe see as a shadow in ourselves. Don't want to get into all that. I just want to start clearing judgment of some other person. And we will come back and do self-judgment or inner critic work with another video, because that's how we roll. All right, so we're going to go to our karate chop, and we're going to go with a setup statement. Take a deep breath. Of course, tune in. What is our subjective unit of distress over this judgment? How strongly does it feel? And then the second question is always, where in our body do we feel this judgment? Tune into that. No right or wrong answer. It's personal. Get out of our head. Get into our heart. Deep breath again. And you'll be repeating after me. So we're starting with the karate chop. Even though I have all of this judgment over this person, and it really, really feels powerful. I love and accept myself. Even though I'm carrying all of this judgment in my body, it's so strong. It's palatable. And I acknowledge that I feel it, and I accept where I am. Even though I feel all of this judgment about them. It's heavy, and it's powerful, and it's in my body. I love and accept myself. Go to your eyebrow. All of this judgment, side of the eye, all of this judgment under the eye. There's a lot to judge. I'm justified in judging. They deserve my judgment. I'm sure a lot of people are judging them. I'm not wrong in judging them. It feels right to judge them. I'm carrying on this very strong judgment. It actually feels a little better when I go to that judgment. It makes me feel better about me. It feels better, if only for a moment. I'll take the moment. I'll judge away. I'll take a moment of feeling good. I'll judge because they deserve the judgment. After all that they've done, after how they've shown up, I can judge. I'm allowed to judge. Who wouldn't judge? Oh, this judgment feels pretty strong. I don't feel like I have a choice. It's like a knee-jerk reaction. It's the way I kick into gear. I go right to that judgment. Most of the time, it feels good. For a bit. Sometimes it feels good. For a bit. Other times, it doesn't feel so good. Actually, a lot of the time, after a while, it doesn't feel good. All that judgment around them. What if I was to let some of that judgment go? I don't want to let it go. But what if I could choose to let some of it go? What if I could choose to be curious rather than judgmental? Curious about what brought them to be what they are. Curious to be better understanding of where this all came from. Curious is to find out if this is really them or this is the story that they're telling. What if they're in pain? What if they're afraid? I wouldn't feel too good about judging a person that's in pain. I wouldn't want to be judged. What am I talking about? I have been judged. Through my pain, I've been judged. So it's only fair that I judge back. Maybe not. I'm not getting anywhere with the judgment. It's not moving me forward. What if curiosity could move me forward? It actually would feel lighter. Judgment's pretty heavy. Judgment's not a great vibration. It's not a high vibration. It's not permanently relieving anything. What if I could understand what's triggering my judgment? What if I could understand more about them? What if that helped me learn something about me? What if I was judged by my worst moments? That would be ugly. What if that judgment that I have is of their worst moments? I don't know if I can accept that. But what if I was open to that possibility? That feels more generous. That feels compassionate. Compassion feels good. Self-compassion feels good. What if showing them compassion turns into self-compassion? Because I'm not loving this energy and feeling of judgment in my body. I'm not loving carrying it. I saw other people judge a long, long time ago. And either I learned it or I learned it as a retaliation. Either way, or both, it's not the go-to tool I want to have at my disposal. What if I could put it down? And if that person is toxic, what if I could choose to spend less time with them rather than judge them? What if I let them own their story and I don't have to even be a part of that? What if I can even be open to loving and wanting healing for them? I would hate to be in a place where I'm judging someone else's pain, someone else's suffering. That would be really, really not where I want to be or who I want to be. What if all of this is coming to show me and teach me about me? What if I'm just reacting because this is something that I see in myself? Not sure if that's the truth, but it is a possibility that I would like to learn more about, because I would be learning more about me. What if I can choose to let go of this judgment and choose compassion and curiosity and connection? I love the energy of those three. So much better than I like judgment. It feels better inside of me. And that's what I want. I want to choose to finally let go of this judgment and be compassionate and curious and move forward, finally, without picking up this ugly thing called judgment. Deep breath, and out. And again, we're going to check into our bodies, what we felt, where do we feel it now, the same place, same kind of weight, 0 to 10, and what is that distress around the judgment or the power of the judgment? How true does it feel? How invested are we in it? And if there is no shift, go back to the beginning and try it again. Get out of your head and get into your heart. This is a heartfelt process. So we want to make sure that we're aware when we start this monkey mind thinking, take a pause. It's all about what's inside here. We're giving our mind a vacation and we're going to our bodies and souls and spirits for a moment. And we're really tapping into what is making us tick. And if it feels uncomfortable, we're considering the possibility of letting it go. And that's a beautiful thing. So I hope you've gotten some relief from your judgment of others. Stay tuned. We'll come back with self-judgment. And in the meanwhile, my Life the Sherpa subscribe button is right over there. You can also go to my information, www.tappintoyourjoy.com, and learn more about me, tapping, and many, many, many other things that I'm sure will help you to tap into your joy. Thank you so much.